Hi, this is Coach Kim Giles. So on this video, I want to talk to you about the kind of bad behaviors that the two core fears create in us. And this is going to be really useful information to help you understand why people in your family are behaving badly sometimes. So I'm going to give you some examples. If you're having a fear of loss problem because you just came home and the kids have made a big mess and the house is a wreck, you feel taken from, you feel mistreated because they've made this big mess that now you have to clean up. You'll see a lot of anger, a lot of resentment when we're having fear of loss problems. We get bent out of shape. People who are jealous. When you think about what jealousy is all about, it's wishing I had something I don't have. And the fact that I don't have it, that's a loss problem, right? I had an interesting experience a few years ago. I have a fast food restaurant near my home, and I'd pulled up to give my order, and they said, listen, it's going to take us a minute. Can you pull up out of the way so the car behind you can come to the window, and we'll run your food out? Now, this happens all the time at this restaurant, so I had done as instructed. The man behind me got his food at the window, and then he pulled up next to me, and he rolled his window down, and he started screaming and yelling at me, telling me what a horrible driver I am and how stupid I am that I would stop right there and block his way out, that I wasn't smart enough to realize I shouldn't be parked right there. And I tried to explain to him, this is what they do here, and I left plenty of room, and he just got mad, gave me the "you're number one" finger, and pulled out. Well, I immediately recognized this guy's having a fear of loss problem. Can you guys see what I stole from him? Literally, he felt robbed and mistreated because he had to go like that to get out. I took that much energy from him, and that was worthy of being yelled and screamed at. Now, I bring this up because you're going to deal with people in your life who feel very mistreated, and often they've had a lifetime of feeling taken from and walked on and treated unfairly, and they've just reached a point they're not going to take it anymore. So anything you do can bring a huge overblown response. That's fear of loss, bad behavior. They feel taken from and robbed because of whatever we've done. So I want you to just start to be able to recognize what fear of loss, bad behavior could look like. Now, fear of failure, bad behavior is often a little different, being that it comes from deep insecurity. So it could create shyness where you don't talk, where you've literally got kind of a rule in your head that it's safer not to say anything. We can hold back in life a lot, but we can also see people who are know-it-alls or show-offs who are out there trying to prove how awesome they are. We can see that with fear of failure dominant people. They can be jealous. But their jealousy is really coming from a different place. It isn't coming from feeling mistreated. It's coming from feeling like they're just not good enough, so they wish they had your hair or your body or your house, right? But it's based in fear of failure, not fear of loss. There's all kinds of bad behaviors that drive us crazy in these people. The know-it-alls are the ones that drive me nuts sometimes, and I know you've got somebody in your life who's like that. Now, the reason I want you to understand that these bad behaviors come from fear is because you will have a different level of compassion for those people when you realize they're behaving that way because they're scared. They're not just being a jerk or a know-it-all. They're afraid they might not be good enough, and they're overcompensating for that with this behavior. So that when I see that that's actually what's going on, I can have some compassion for the fact that they're scared, where I was just angry when I thought they were a jerk. Does that make sense? So that's something you might want to practice in the next few days. Really watch bad behavior and ask yourself, what's behind this? Is this a fear of failure problem? Or is this a fear of loss problem this person's having? See if you can start identifying what fear is in play, and you're going to also know what that person needs. So if I've got a know-it-all who's just overblown, one-upping any story I tell because he needs to prove he has value, I recognize he's got a fear of failure problem, so what he needs is validation. And I'm going to make sure that I tell him how awesome he is and how smart he is, and I'm going to build him up, even though my ego won't want to. And you guys have all been there where your ego wants to pull the know-it-all down, not build them up. But building them up is actually what will cure the problem. We want them to feel safe in the world so they don't need to be a know-it-all. Same with somebody who's being really bossy or really controlling. Chances are they're having stress that things won't be right. So what do they need from you? They need reassurance that everything's going to be okay. They need to know that you're aware of their concerns and you're going to be really careful to make sure things go right. And a little reassurance, they could calm right down and bad behavior gone. Now, throughout this course, I'm going to teach you some more about the 2 core fears and how to get out of them. And those are things that are going to make sure that you aren't the difficult person who's behaving badly. So stay with me, that is coming.